podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling, every day I'm hustling.
Boxingvoice.com.
I feel I'm the best in the sport, and to be the best, you got to be the best.
Boxingvoice.com.
One champion, one face, one name. His name's Deontay Wilder.
Boxingvoice.com.
Just the fact that I've been one of the kick down for long, it's why I mean
110%. There's no doubt in my mind that fight will happen. There's no doubt in my mind I'll beat Wilder as well.
I'm scaring heavyweights each and every time. Don't you see it? You know, I am the most feared. And if I'm not, then I want somebody to shut me up. I want somebody to prove that to me. I want to be proven wrong. But for right now, I don't feel like nobody's gonna prove me wrong. Who has the guts?
What up, ladies and gentlemen? Guess who's back? TBB back with another one. Samson gonna be live on the show. I think Bill Haney gonna be mad, you know, because his son got passed over for the big fight. Uh-oh. I ain't even playing that, but goddamn, I bet you Bill jumps on this one. I said, I bet you Bill jumps on this one. I mean, what the hell? I thought Ryan didn't want to fight because it wasn't no crowd. Do you really think Samson's going to do this without a crowd? Francis the Praying Mantis, what it do?
What's happening, y'all? Hope everybody good out there, man. We're here to talk some more boxing, man. Some news dropped today. The WBC, like always, dropping the bombs, you know what I'm saying, on the boxing world, you know, ordering Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna. So there's a lot of questions and a lot of answers.
They always ordering something, Francis.
Always ordering something. Shit.
I wonder if it's actually going to happen, though, man. Like, they always ordering something. But I'm going to be honest. I'm going to say this. Look, they can order what they want. It's up to the fighters to do it. And I think this is something that's going to be doable for Ryan. Ryan's going to look at Javier as not the same test that Haney is. And it'll give them that in-between fight to allow COVID to further, you know, I guess dissipate and allow for new venues, which can lead to Haney and Ryan in the future after they both go through these fights. But officially, the WBC has ordered Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna to fight in yet another eliminator, which is weird, right? Because, you know, Ryan has to fight Javier for the interim belt. So for Javier, I guess in a way it's like, why? When I'm already the second mandatory at Haney, shouldn't I just get a shot straight at Haney? But for Javier, you also got to look at it like, wait a minute, this is a big payday. And if I beat this guy, what the hell is going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, if I beat him, I'm going to get the actual Devin Haney fight, but my paycheck increases. You know, I'm going to get paid differently if I fight Haney after I upset Ryan. It would be an upset. But again, the WBC have now officially ordered Ryan Garcia versus Javier Fortuna for Garcia's WBC interim lightweight belt and the mandatory position. So it's also for the mandatory position. The winner would be the next challenger for Devin Haney versus Jorge Linares winner. So I wonder what Chill Bill's thinking about that. But let me send this link to our good friend Samson, who's probably like, yo, you told me 1 o'clock.
That's what I wanted. We talked about that same position with Mr. Haney and being in a pickle with not fighting Javier, right? Mm-hmm. With having to fight Linares and then still having Ryan Garcia or Teofimo call for that fight and have Javier being, you know what I'm saying, your 90-day mandatory. Same kind of situation.
No, I mean, I think that Javier got the consolation prize. He's like, yo, so you telling me I don't got to fight Haney and I get to fight Ryan? The more, you know, like he's the one everybody, like, bro, everybody wants to fight Ryan because of the, you know, the what sort of fight he represents in the boxing world. But we have promoter Sampson Lewkowicz on the phone. As always, thank you so much, Samson, for coming on the program.
Can you see me?
Oh, we see you.
Sir,
we see
yes,
you.
sir.
So I just want to ask you, are you happy with the new order of the WBC? News broke today that the WBC ordered Ryan Garcia to now face Javier Fortuna. And I can see where Fortuna can get mad because he's like, well, I'm already the mandatory. Why do I got to face Ryan to get to Devin? But Ryan is like the name in the division. Are you happier that this is what the WBC ordered?
I'm very happy. But it's not only the mandatory will defend his
interim
WBC
title. The interim WBC title as well will be on the line, as well as Javier's mandatory position. Did you know this was going to happen, or was this breaking news for you?
No, remember that when we talked last time, I say to you that I have a trust and confidence on the WBC and Mauricio Suleiman that he would do right for Fortuna. And this what happened. He did right. He didn't do no favors to no one. He did the right thing to do. And I congratulate Mauricio Suleiman.
Now,
wow.
When do you expect for Javier and Ryan to fight?
Well, we started the negotiation.
Oh, you started already. Beautiful.
Yeah. Let me tell you, Eric Gomez is like my stepson. We have a relation the many, many years. When Golden Boy started, the first soldier that he was next to Golden Boy, in that time, Richie Schaefer, Oscar de la Hoya, it was myself for almost 10 years. So it's like my family. So I know he would do right. And, you know, but again, we need to work it out, the numbers. We need to work it out, the date. Most likely, based of such a big fight, it will be June, July. To my best of the knowledge, that it will be, because he will not do something on the rush for either fighter.
So you're June, July sounds like you're expecting to have Javier and Ryan fight in front of some boxing fans.
Right.
So yes, that it will be the case.
Oh, that's amazing. Has there been any? Is it California?
It's the correct. It's not amazing. It's the correct thing for the WBC. Hopefully, the whole team and Eddie Reynoso and everyone involved with the career of Ryan Garcia, he would agree on the fight, and the fight is on.
So do you think that there's a possibility that Ryan doesn't agree? Do you think that this fight is a fight where he says, you know, I can possibly lose this and lose my opportunity at a big fight? Or do you think he takes this fight?
I strongly believe that he will take the fight for several reasons. Prove himself. He needs to prove himself that he's a great fighter. And beside that, I believe that these people surround him, he have more courage than William Haney.
How long?
And let me tell you about this guy.
Wait, before we go into Bill, how long have you been in talks with Eric Gomez?
It happened this morning.
Oh.
It was yesterday that this came up. Immediately he called me up because Eric is one of the guys that is a president of Oscar de la Hoya promotion, that is Golden Boy, because he's always on top of the situation. He doesn't want to make a tear out of that, make it sound like we need to discuss, we need to see. No, he goes straight to the point. He say, I know we have the mandatory. I received the letter. Let's start to work. Let me talk to my people. That is the right way to do it. Not is the right way to do it like this guy that insult me, the father of the champion, saying so many barbaries. But in the end of the day, you know, I cannot say anything totally my feeling, because I have my education that this man doesn't have. So the only thing I can say that after he called me all these names and take me out of business, he say, maybe very soon he will be out of business. And I tell you why. Many fathers and sons, he broke up when the father he want to be the star and not the son. I can mention many, and maybe you can do it yourself, but I can mention many that maybe it's not the same. It'd be unfair to mention, actually, but I can tell you many fathers, he finished his relationship with his son, the champion, because he want to be the champion that he never was. He want to be the star that he never was, and that is Billy. Billy is only a big mouth. Thank God, I will send it. I'm looking for his address to send in a box of Listerine, 6-pack, and say, beer, I will send it that to wash his mouth before he talk about me.
Do you think Bill is upset that Ryan has been ordered to fight Javier, or that Ryan possibly will fight Javier before he fights his son?
No, we don't know who will win. So don't tell me that he will win Garcia. It's a fight, a real fight. But in the end of the day, like I told you, it's three way. After this fight, number one, I don't believe Billy will be involved in the future of his son, because he did everything wrong. He did right and then wrong. Secondly, I don't know if Eddie Hearn, he will continue eating the shit of his father. Like I eat it. And number three, that is the most important one, I strongly believe that it's the last fight in 35 pounders for Haney.
Oh, you think Haney's moving up after the Linares fight?
That is correct. That is the reason that is all. And you know the funny thing, it was made already, this fight, that everybody knows that he will not fight Fortuna 100%. This is the reason that he showed me a few $1,000s in the table and he make a bet, because he knows that it will never happen. That is the reason. Now I can bet him $50,000 that the fight between Fortuna and Haney, it will never happen.
What?
I'm telling you. Because maybe very soon he'll be with that promoter.
Whoa.
You don't think that they're going to re-sign him?
Yeah, what do you mean? Yeah.
I don't believe. Nobody in the boxing world, after what happened, he got very upset. I have many promoters that he called me up and disgrace what Billy called me. The names that he called me and the way he treat me, he got many people that is very disappointed of any person to talk like that, because my bond is what I create in almost 30 years in this business, that nobody called me a liar, and many more.
So are you telling us that other promoters reached out to you and said they heard what he said and apologized for him? Like what exactly are you saying took place?
He told me not to confront him anymore because nobody liked him.
Oh.
And more than one, he told me that that he don't believe even Dazn, he would like to continue working if the father is still there, because the father is the problem. Not the son. The son is a wonderful champion. He's a good man, honorable.
But I mean, some would argue that he is the one that put his son in that position. He brokered the deal.
Yeah, that's correct. Because look, I cannot say much more that I told you because I don't want to insult the man. Because everybody after what he said that he will take me out of business is absolutely nobody in this business, and he have only one fighter, and he believed that he's the star, not the son. He's the big man, not the son. The son is only a champion, and he is the big man. So a big man in this business doesn't work when you don't have a base. And this man is in the 5th floor without a escalator. You know, he doesn't know how to come down. And when he come down, he will come down strong. I remember when I went out and I have for the first time Sergio Martinez, and he come to be a great fighter that he can make millions, much more like Haney, much more, 2-3 times more than Haney can make till now. But all the press, he was after me after Sergio Martinez, and I believe that I took everyone in consideration, and he have the whole time to talk to Martinez. I went out of my way to make that for the press, because it's very important, the press. But when he lost, this press is still talking to me because he knows that when I was on top, I have respect for all of you people. And when I went down with no champions, he treated me the same way the press. And that it will not happen with Haney, with Billy.
Can I ask you a question, Mr. Lewkowicz? With all due respect, I wanted to ask you this because you had said some things that I'm very sure rubbed Mr. William Haney the wrong way, and he might have felt that they were out of context and they were maybe an assassination on his character, and thus he returned fire back on you. So to see you, how do I say this? To see you get phone calls from people in the industry, pretty much sympathizing with the fact that you were attacked, so to speak, is kind of troubling to me, and it would be troubling to a lot of people because it was a back and forth banter between two promoters.
Yeah, but one promoter you have respect, that it was me. The only thing I told him that he was a full of shit.
I mean, but that could trigger somebody.
But it was true. He cannot sue me because it was true. He have the deal made already with Linares. So whenever I say to him, all the 50,000, the money in the table, because it's an imitator, like, you know, I want to be the small Mayweather. That's all.
So Samson, when you say in your speech that he doesn't have the right to promote his son, he doesn't have the right to do this, he doesn't have the right to do that, he's not a promoter, he's not even on the level of this promoter, don't you feel like that's something that he should respond to back to?
No, he will respond with education. He can respond with education. You know, you're right, because I will let him know to Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn himself, he will say that I'm his partner. You know, I will prove to you that I'm partner in this business. But it was not the case. The case it was that he called me names, and I will not say that if I was like like if I'm 30 years younger, I would beat the guy out because I never was violent. So
what I'm getting is that he must have respect for his elders, even though he might have felt disrespected by his elders, and thus he must carry himself accordingly so that the business that he's trying to be a part of continues.
I'm pretty sure that Bill, he can be my son.
Okay.
So only for that you need to have respect. You know, and I never say anything beside the truth, that he was full of shit, because it was saying something I will not call a lie, I will call it business. That he say that he will give me the money, he will get the money. All this, it was a fantasize. That's the truth. was fantasized and saying things that is not precise the truth. So this is the reason I call him that. But the name that he called me, horrible. It's horrible for anyone. And that it will backfire to him in the future.
The only thing that I would say for myself, I don't know how Ness feels about this, but if I always feel like if you live in a glass house, don't throw stones. So I feel like if you can say that he's full of shit and he might feel horrible by it or somebody else, I feel like with him returning it back, but you kind of open it. You hold on, with all due respect, you kind of open the door for it, even though it was a little. Some might feel it was a little bit too far. Like yourself and those who are around you might feel like it was too far, but the door was kind of open for something to come back.
No, let me tell you.
Yeah,
when
please.
I know by the fact now. I was not sure, but when I say that, I know that the deal was made already. So instead to say, you know what, I wait for you the next mandatory like it was done, and then we talk. Who can win? And I beat you 50,000 on the next fight. He didn't say that. He attacked me. He called me a liar and other stuff, even worse. That in this business for 30 years, nobody called me a liar. Number one, no one of my fighters, he will talk negative. Even though the guy that I let him go or he left me, he can say anything. Nobody can. I never say to anyone that any one of my boxer that it will fight next week and doesn't happen or next month. Or I work very hard for, because each one of them is like my son, and I can say that with all my respect. I guarantee you, Nova Patton and other promoters, you have the relation with the fighter that I do have, because I have the permission of every manager to call him up, not to offer him any fights, to talk to him, to see his family. Many of them, I help him out. I have a relationship with the fighters that personal.
Mr. Samson, I wanted to ask you a question, because I thank you for your explanation, because I want to hear your side of it, and Ness, I want to hear Bill's side of it, because everybody has a side of feeling some form of disrespect, right? So I wanted to ask you the question, and while I have you here, because when I get Bill on, I want to ask him some questions regarding from your side. But I want to know, when you say to a father that he has no business and no right in the career of his son, if that was you, how would you take it? Like, because he might have taken it in that way.
I say they have no right to talk as a promoter when he's not.
But he is the CEO of Devin Haney Promotions, though, correct?
In the last conversation, he agreed that he's the manager. He never say again he's the promoter, because most likely Eddie Hearn, he say, hey, you're the manager. A promoter like Eddie Hearn, a $1 billion promoter, he need William Haney to be his partner?
I mean, it's not about needing William. It's about, in order to get Devin, they had to give that sort of deal.
No, the deal is the manager deal. It's his work. He's a manager. He's not the guy that received the check and he make the deal with Dazn. How much money? You know what I mean? A promoter need to be directly that I make a deal. He work a deal with Dazn. He never talked to anyone of Dazn to say I'm a promoter. He can say that I never talked to PBC. Well, I can tell you it's wrong. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I can see why he can get upset at that, Samson. I can see why he would be upset that you're saying that he's not a promoter, or that that he's not something he's not.
He doesn't have a license for promoter too. Ask him for the license. I have license in.
Let me see, is he available?
Florida, New York, New Jersey.
You
California.
want him on? You want to confront him again?
No, I don't.
Hey,
more my
Samson, I wanted to ask you, what Devin Haney Promotions does not allow him to promote fighters? Does not he is CEO of Devin Haney Promotions, right?
Call Nevada.
Uh-huh.
If you have a license of promoter of Nevada.
Okay.
That is good, no? Call California and asking if you have a promoter, licensed promoter in California. Now,
did you do these checks and balances? That's why you're saying it. Did you call and find out this information?
No. I didn't call because I will not lose my time with them. I'm very busy with my 60 fighters. But you can call Nevada. It will tell you if it's a binding promoter. It's not. I guarantee you that. Why? Because
he wants to be all. He wants to confront you. He's listening right now. He said he's a promoter. Let me see. Are you a promoter?
Okay. Ask him where he have the license of promoter.
Can you ask him? We'll see if he. Listen.
Please, don't make it respectful. I'm not gonna make Bill. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm gonna text him. Are you going to keep it civil?
Yeah, please, man. I want to learn. I want to be educated. You know what I mean? Because Mr. Sampson is dropping some jewels right now. I want to learn.
So it's on you, Samson. Your call. I don't want to sandbag you.
Okay, no. What I say is, to get the license in Nevada, you will not get anybody a license in Nevada. Because you live in Nevada, you need, and if you want to call himself a promoter, like me, that I live in Nevada, you need to have the promoter license and the casino license. He doesn't have it. I'm pretty sure. You know why? It take at least 6 months to get approved, and he be asking for all your records. When I got the Nevada license, that it was in 2000. Well, I forgot. I cannot tell you 2000 and something, but my company is 2008, so I don't remember exactly the year. But I remember one thing. He told me, in 1995, you have a speed ticket. What happened? That it was the commissioner asked me.
Wow, they checked the speeding. They check your driving record. Listen, I got Bill saying, send me the link. I'm gonna be cool. We can keep it cordial. I just want to defend myself. What do you say? What do you think?
I say that you need to be truly fair to say that you have a license in Nevada, because if you say so, I will call up, or one of you call up Nevada and find out if it's true now. You need to have the license to be a promoter in Nevada. And if you say that you have a promoter in Florida, you can be a promoter in Florida.
I want to be a promoter here in Florida.
Yeah, it's much easier. But in Nevada, California, New York, you need to put a bond. And the bond is
big money.
Every year I pay a bond for $1 million or $2 million, depending which state. I have my accountant that he do that for me, no? But you need to put a bond in each one. In Nevada, New York, California, New Jersey, Texas, and Florida.
So
that is a promoter. That is a promoter. Now, if he tell me that he have in Florida, it was easy for me to get it. In Texas, a little bit hard. In New York, even more hard. California, more. And Nevada is the most accurate.
You sending the link?
I mean, I want to get the okay from him.
We'll get you.
Can we get him on to settle this right here, please?
Yeah. Put it on.
All right. I want to make sure you're okay before I send it.
Because I want to know how this Nevada licensing situation works, and why is it so difficult from Nevada to Florida and from New York, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ness, do you know anything about it that much?
What?
How the licensing work, like how the process work from state to
it
state?
varies state to state, but it's like he said, you know, some states are way harder than others.
You can have a promoter company, but doesn't mean you're a promoter and you can promote in Vegas. First fight that Golden Boy did it, where he asked Lou DiBella to put his license, but Golden Boy was not a promoter in 2001 when he fought Castillejo versus Oscar de la Hoya. Golden Boy, he didn't have the license, and he had a big fight, pay-per-view, and he didn't have a license. I want to see how he can.
We got some bad service with Samson today.
Yeah. You back? You were saying?
You there?
I'm here.
Okay, no, okay, you going in and out.
Oh. I remember I'm in an hotel.
Yeah. So now, all right, so talk to me about this fight. How long of a period did you have to negotiate with Golden Boy and come up with a deal that you both agree on before you go to purse bid?
Eric Gomez know me for almost, I would say, close to 20 years. Yeah, 20 years, because when he started Golden Boy, I was one of the soldiers. I was not a promoter at that time. I got my first promotion on 2008. So I can tell you that's 7 years I worked with Oscar de la Hoya and Eric Gomez and Richie Schaefer. You know what I mean? So I can tell you exactly. And I know it's a fact that everyone that he wanted to take a license, a promoter license in Vegas, he will not get it, everyone. You need to have a really clean status, and for many years.
Status in the business, or just status in general?
First of all, you need to have money in the bank. That I know that now we have it, not before. Now we have it, but you have a street money that is different than when you work. But you need to present the.
Whoa! What do you mean street money?
I was just about to say that. You snuck that one in there. See what I mean, Samson? Like, those are the type of things that. Like, what do you mean?
Let me put it this way. To me, when you have you start to make money when you have a champion like Haney, you get money very easy. But before that, what do you have? You know, this is what I mean.
I still didn't answer the question. I still don't get it, Samson. I still don't understand the street money.
It's a hard answer. That's why.
I say street money. I say street money. I don't know.
You said what?
Street money.
Street, right? Like calle, dinero de la calle.
Sweet. Dulce.
Oh, sweet money, like dulce. Okay.
I never say a street, sweet.
Okay, sweet money.
Because when one day I remember I got that too, because I hustling in my promotion from 2008, and then I come to be with Maravilla. Now I have a sweet money.
Oh, so you saying when you get with the big, you get the big fighter, you start to get that money. All right.
And meanwhile, you struggle.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a promotional company and struggling like me, from 2008 to 2010 or 11.
Now there is rumors though, Samson, that Bill Haney comes from the music industry. I don't know how true that is. We never actually asked him that.
Well,
I don't know. But we got some questions for the people while we wait for the confrontation with you and Bill Haney. We got Majimbe in New Jersey that says, coming from a country that is not known for boxing, how did you develop an eye for boxing talent?
Well, for the information of everyone, I have a program with the WBC on memory of Don Jose Suleiman, that I have over 58 gyms associated and over 600 fighters amateur that I created with help in my country that it was not existing before. I'm in this country 50 years. I didn't have a chance to go to school and learn properly English because my first work, if you go to my web, you can see my bio that I was in the IBM, the computers, but not doing computers. I was cleaning the floor. I'm very honored to start cleaning floor in the United States. And what I am now, I'm in a suite in a beautiful hotel. But that what I'm so
the
proud.
American dream.
Being everybody that start to clean floors or to be a dishwasher or whatever may be, if you know still, you need to be honored what he did. And I'm very honored and I feel so proud that I started in this country cleaning floors. And you can see in my bio if you go to samsonboxing.com.
We have another one here from Mr. Adore that says, do you think Garcia Fortuna fight will go to purse bid?
No. Based on my relation with Golden Boy, it will never happen.
Now, you didn't actually answer how long you have to negotiate. How many days did WBC give you? 90, 30?
April 16.
April 16. Okay, that's less than a month, right? We're in March. Wow. That's less than a month.
This deal can be done in a week from now.
Now, I hate to get in your pockets, but I'm only asking because you made the previous possible Fortuna purse so public. Are you seeking to get that Gamboa purse the way you were trying to get? No? Okay.
It be more.
Whoa. Fortuna will make more than the alleged $600,000 that Bill was gonna give you.
That's correct.
Wow. So for Bill, you know, the last time you guys were on the show, he said that you.
I didn't say the amount. Billy said the amount. I will get you the 600.
Yes.
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Go back to
Billy said he would. I mean, Bill Haney said he would get the 600,000. But now you're saying that Javier will make a greater purse versus Ryan.
That's correct.
So
because Ryan have more. Let's put it the way. Ryan, regardless, is the interim champion, is more known like Haney. That is the
you
truth.
mean popularity?
Popularity, exactly.
Okay, so
and I compare the media that they have Ryan that they have Haney.
Social media
and followers, millions that Haney doesn't have. So people will watch him. He will not watch so many Haney.
So do you feel vindicated? Because the last time you and Bill were on the show, he said you never got Fortuna a big payday, and he wanted you to tell us what was his biggest payday. Do you feel vindicated that you were able to do that for Fortuna, or you don't need vindication?
I have nothing to worry about Bill. I have nothing that it will make me better that my work done. But you need to understand that it's very hard, and I explain to my fighters that it's very hard when you not speak the language, when you're not an American, when you are from Dominican Republic, that nobody, no government, no TV support boxing. It's very hard, and you need to work double or 3 times like a regular guy like Haney that is very well spoken, and he can get popularity in the United States by his followers. But the followers in Dominican Republic is only a group that always is the same, but most of them, when you go into the fight, they ask you for a ticket. That is not the case with Devin, and definitely it's not the case with the Mexicans, because because Ryan Garcia, at the end of the day, he have a Mexican blood, so he get much more publicity, much more support from not only United States, if not from the Latino community.
Samson, so how serious are the talks? Has anyone in Heyman Boxing contacted you for the Benavidez Jamal Charlo fight?
That it was between two fighters. And I say always that I have the most respect for Charlo. Happened to be, I know both brothers for many, many years, and I have the most respect. So each one, you can curse each other, but I will never do that. But I will not say that you have too many excuses, but I know it's a fact. The money talk and bullshit walk. So if the money's right, that fight, it could happen. But the money needs to be right.
But no talks as of yet. No one called you to say, hey, what do you think about this?
No, because it's fighting between both fighters. There's no promotion involved in this moment.
But as a promoter, how many years in the business? Just to be correct?
Almost 3 decades.
Almost 3 decades in the business. Do you think Charlo and the combination of your fighter, David Benavidez, is a big fight? One question. Is it a pay-per-view fight? Second question.
Pay-per-view fight, 100%. Maybe I disagree on 70.
In the business, do you think Charlo and the combination of your fighter David Benavidez?
You got the show playing in the background, Bill, and your camera's off. There we go.
Hey, good morning. Good morning to everybody, man.
Good morning.
How you guys doing, man? Shout out to everybody on the panel. Shout out to everybody in the chat for showing this wonderful energy. Samson, thanks for coming on again, and cooking. You're doing the best job, you know what I mean, you possibly can.
I don't know. I like you now. I don't know why. It's not impersonal.
Oh, no. And that's what the people must understand.
When I see you, I have no problem to hug you because at the end of the day, we're brothers.
Absolutely. And what I want people to know is there's nothing personal about this. This is business.
Absolutely.
Listen, Devin is not only my fighter, but it's my son. And what I'll do, and the extent that I'll do for him, I'll put my life on the line. Right? I'll put my reputation, I'll put my credibility. I'm going to always show up about him. That's what I vowed to do. First, as a father. Second, as a manager. Third, as working for his company, and getting the message out that for one thing is for certain, and two things for sure. You've said some correct things about getting a license in Nevada. It's one of the hardest states in the world to get a license in. Okay, we have applied for our license in the great state of California, where we're from, and we were accepted. Devin got his license in California at 20 years old. We had a show at the Pachango Casino. There was a Devin Haney promotion show that was actually on Showtime, the Showbox Network, which Gordon Hall was a guy that gave us our first opportunity as a promoter and to be on network television. Okay. Secondly, we were given an opportunity as a co-promoter with Eddie Hearn, right? To have Eddie Hearn be the infrastructure, and we continue to do what we do, and that's promote and bring awareness to him as a fighter, right? To also negotiate the fights, right? To present the fights. If you talk about negotiating and bringing Gamboa to the table, that's what I did. I did that because obviously we were having the problems getting opponents. Antonio Moran, I also did that one. We're talking about Santiago. I also brought Santiago to the table. And what you said was on a previous show, you said that I personally reached out to you, right? Through not just me, also our dear friend that we have. I reached out to put on several different times fights with you, and you told me, and you sent back the message that you would never give me the opportunity. And the thing about that is that I'm used to that. I'm used to, listen, I am used to.
Let me jump in. Samson, why would you reply, I would never give you the opportunity?
Because he have, I believe, 14 fights in that time.
Okay. Now, but listen.
But what about the offer?
Well, he was cooking. Can I please just and I want to be respectful, but I don't want to hold it up, and then we can comment about it. Okay. So when I talk about Samson and I talk about stealing, not stealing actual money, I never meant stealing money. What I meant is stealing opportunities for the fighters. When he says just then, he said that the two fighters, it's up to them and they can talk and they can do other things, right? When we talk about us at 14 fights, not having the opportunity, right, to further our shit, to raise our profile, right? I felt that he was stealing an opportunity for us to eat, right? When we talk about me coming on and promoting and going back and forth with the fight, and me being a gentleman, me being a gentleman and still answering to the bell when Samson didn't answer to the bell, right? I thought that was showing great character in me. Even though we don't see eye to eye, like he just pointed out sometimes, right? We can agree to disagree. So when me stepping up and me talking and speaking my tone with the energy that I have from being in a position that you've denied me in the past, right? And then from speaking in another position of you saying that it's going to be other promoters and it's going to be other promoters that don't want me in the business. Well, you guys didn't want me in the business in the first place, right? You didn't provide the opportunity. It was not like, that you then reached out when we had 20 fights or we reached out when we had 21 fights. The first time that we ever got a chance to talk, Mr. Samson, was what we talked here on the Boxing Voice. And we were talking in a way that
you talk to me in the palms.
No, I'm saying after. Yeah, no, after. But that was the thing is that now if I had signed with you, then it would have been a different. But being that we didn't sign, right? We didn't do any business. Huh?
I didn't ask you to sign with me.
Okay.
In the 2 hours.
Okay, but go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
That's correct.
What did you say?
I say that when we sit for 2 hours in the Palm in the casino, I never ask you to sign with me. Only we exchange thought.
Right.
But I never ask you to sign with me or anything like that. Even though you come with very strong recommendation with one of your friends that he was present.
Right.
The Greek guy.
Right. But you did say that Devin, you was interested in Devin, and he's a fighter that you would.
Because he's a good fighter.
Okay.
I never denied that. I never denied the most respect.
Okay.
And he earned championship fight. That
but
we never.
Okay. But more importantly, what I have did, Devin is a great fighter, but I'm the most influential person in boxing in the last couple decades, right? Because the way that you operate, I understand, because the way that you operate in the traditional way that is operating, I don't have any problem with it. But it's some young fighter, it's some dad, it's some mom, right, that I've planted a seed for them to think and for them to do the same thing that we've done, right, which has taken a proactive approach in their career and what they're doing. When we went to Mexico, where you can go and be a promoter and you can promote your fights, you can put them up on YouTube, right? And you can receive the acclaim and you can raise your profile in a way that, Mr. Samson, you're threatening boxing when YouTube boxers are making more sometimes making more right now than some boxers that have less fights. So when you talk about truly and the traditional promoters controlling the narrative and not being able to let fighters and what we would call old school blackballing the fighters, I'm not scared of that. I talked to Bob Arum the other day on Barbershop Conversations, and I told him, Bob, I'm not scared of you, right? He said, don't be scared of me. I said, Bob, What I would like to do is look across the ring or look over on the apron and challenge you with my fighter, right? That's all, right? Bob's response back later on, even with the Lomachenko thing, was that he would be interested in the fight with Lomachenko, but he'd be interested if Devin came over and talked to him after we finished up with Eddie Hearn, right? So the thing was never for me to be most liked person, right? I have to do the grunt work. I have to do the dirty work. I have to do the things and come places that Devin can't come, right? And I think that I'm doing a great job, because what you did say was the fact of is that they want Devin, right? They don't have to want me, right? I never said that the company is Devin Haney Promotions, but I do want to be an example for other guys and other fathers and other managers and everything to not be intimidated about what's been the old pattern of doing things. Because when you talk about the promoter, being a promoter, the most powerful person in boxing right now is not a promoter. He's an advisor, and he goes by the name of Al Heyman. You see what I mean? So when you talk about being involved in making these things happen and that you have to be a promoter and you have to be licensed in the great state of Nevada, and you have to have an application in with Mr. Bob Bennett over there. Sometimes, that application can get denied, right? And when we talk about Eddie Hearn, who's arguably one of the hottest and best promoters in boxing right now, hasn't had a show in Las Vegas. So to say that Eddie Hearn with Anthony Joshua, now with Canelo, right? And for him not to ever have had a licensed show in Nevada, and then for me to think little old me and Devin to not have a license, it's no slight by any means.
Okay, let me tell you, I want to, with your knowledge, to tell me what promoter in the United States he have most, about 80% of his fighters from the third world, like me. I give an opportunity to people that he cannot make the money of Haney. Let's say that.
No, you're a great guy. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. You're a great guy. You're a great guy in providing the opportunity to fighters in the third world. Yes.
Let's say Fortuna now. Let's say Fortuna, he beat Garcia. And then he beat Haney. Right?
Yes.
Let's say he pulled out. He will not make the money that he make Haney.
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because he does support of his own country, and it's a poor country on top of that, but doesn't have the support of the sport.
Yes,
the
sir.
only thing have people in the internet that is behind it, behind a computer, and they say that I don't do enough for this, for Fortuna. But listen, I can tell you that Jason Rosario is a millionaire now. You know what I mean? So look, I know that you got hot on me, but in the end of the day, I'm so happy to talk to you now because you show that you're not so bad like you look like.
Yeah, so, but see, when you understand, and when you say I'm trying to do business, right? I'm doing a great business. On one hand, you'll say that, and then you come on and you say that you tell the people that I'm a bullshitter, right? You know what I mean? I just took that offensive, right? Because me and you both know we're doing the best we can in the business with the fighters that we can, right? And when you say that I'm bullshitting, and our culture here and with the young people is as if it ruins my credibility. You know what I'm saying? Right? It ruins my credibility. You know,
can I say something?
Yes, sir.
You see, I don't have I have the heart, but not the education of the street because I'm not a street man. You know what I mean? That you learn many things. Well, I don't go to the gyms. I don't go to the gyms.
Yes.
I don't know the language exactly. For me, bullshit is when you not say precise the truth. Okay? So if you took it in the wrong way, I have no choice to apologize to you as a man.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
When I mean that, when I call you bullshit, is because I know as a fact that already you locked up Linares before even you talked to me and you told me you gave me the money, but I know that already was locked up.
No. But that's what I'm saying is that in my culture, right, is that you knew that when I talked to Ness, and you knew that when I came on, and you knew when you heard that Linares was the opponent, right? You came on and you tried to put me in a position that I was bullshitting when actually you were bullshitting because you knew that Eddie, just like you said, you knew that Eddie had already locked in Linares.
A long time ago.
Right. So, and that's what I said is that I would leave and I would do the best I can, no matter the 50,000. You can play it back. And I said to you, and I told Ness, I said, and they said, come on, Bill, you're in charge. You're in charge. And I said, okay, listen, Ness, when you talk about going back and saying that Fortuna, Linares, to me was tomatoes, right? Both great fighters, both opportunities for Devin to showcase more of his skills and to step up at higher in competition, right? To raise his profile, great fights. If it was one after another. And when we talked before, you actually denied us an opportunity to be great. You know what I mean?
I know.
Right?
Why you will take now any Russian with 10 fights or 14 fights? You will not take it. Even if you know you can beat him, you will not take it. You will not give him the opportunity, because if anything happened in boxing that it could happen, in injury or whatever it may be, you destroy the career of your fighter.
Right.
You cannot get in with 6 fights and so, put it again.
That's right. That's right, Mr. Samson. That's why I said in terms of business. No, you did. You. Okay. No, but I'm saying in terms of the business decision that you made of Devin, you know, where Devin was, right? We also made a business decision that we knew that our profile has always been, since Devin has turned pro, he's always had a bigger profile than Javier Fortuna, right? And we knew that we were bringing enough.
Not because he's a better fighter, because he's an American that is speaks perfect English.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Your community that it will support.
Yes, sir.
Sir. And that is the difference. So you cannot compare money wise how much money can make a Dominican. I can tell you the guy who make more money in maybe it will be Joan Guzman in Dominican Republic, and Joan Guzman together, I would say. But I can tell you that Jason Rosario, regardless he lost if the last fight, is coming back. So my work with all these kids, that all my kids, he went to the next level. He have his own house because I help him to buy the house. I lend him money to buy the house. I take care sometime when he have a problem with the family or need an operation or a surgery. His children, Samson is there. When I go to Dominican Republic, I'm in the house, even though it's a poor house, and I tell him soon you will buy a new house. I mean, you cannot compare the way I treat my guys personally, every one of them. Like
no, absolutely, Mr. Samson, absolutely. But what I'm saying, Mr. Samson,
I say this, I want to say I'm going to a floor of dirt, you know, that is no floor, it's not even a concrete in the floor in Dominican Republic, and he sit and he be with these people, with these fighters. He will not do that.
Right.
I did that in Panama. I did that in Uruguay. And every country that I
listen. What you've done for boxers that's not U.S. boxers, and you know what I mean, is unprecedented. What you do for fighters from third world countries, I have no argument with, sir. The thing that what I did talk to Ness about was, and Ness had a problem, is when I said to you, I said, when I came on the show, right? Let me step back. when Devin came back from shoulder surgery, right? We petitioned to fight. We petitioned to fight Javier Fortuna, right? We were champion at recess, and we said when we came back from shoulder surgery, we petitioned and said we want to fight Javier Fortuna for the vacant title. Okay. Now that was one time that we petitioned to fight him, right? Another time that we were in the WBC tournament.
And we have a signed contract with Golden Boy to Linares.
Okay. Now,
I cannot. Even if we sign for whatever money, if you give me 2 or 3 times that money, I will not take it, and I will explain to my fighter that I cannot take it because my integrity is on the line. When I sign a contract, I will not go back to that contract.
Yes, sir.
I say no.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But then when the fight fell out for COVID, right? Devin was still available to fight Javier Fortuna, and Javier Fortuna had an opportunity to then step up after Jorge Linares was found with COVID as well.
No, because we still have a signed contract, and Golden Boy is in a good faith of $10,000 directly to the fighter, to Fortuna, to secure the fight later.
Okay. So when did the fight fall out? When did the fight actually fall out?
I'll tell you the number.
Okay, when did Jorge Linares and the fight fall out? Because obviously they didn't fight.
No, because what happened is after that, the zone, or whoever it may be, he decided that the best fight, it will be Linares versus your son. So everything went down. That is the case.
What do you mean by that?
What happened with that 10,000 though? Did Javier have to return that because the Linares?
No, he gave it to him, the 10,000 in good faith. That is Golden Boy. Not every story we do. After he knows that it'd be very hard for the time that he lost and the opportunity, he sent directly to my fighter $10,000, and I appreciate that action from Eddie Gomez.
Okay. Now, we weren't given the opportunity, right? Although we asked for the opportunity to fight Javier Fortuna, when Javier Fortuna actually was in a signed contract, according to you, he was in a signed contract with Luke Campbell. So when we petitioned to fight Javier Fortuna or Luke Campbell for the vacant belt because Javier Fortuna and Luke Campbell was fighting for the title.
Look,
Jorge Linares was not in the picture.
We signed with Campbell. We signed the contract. You promoter say that he didn't sign the contract, so it was not.
So you could not have went to Jorge Linares before you got the petition because we petitioned. Because we petitioned while you and Luke Campbell was about to fight for Devin's vacant belt. We petitioned. We stopped. Hold on, give me a second. We stopped that fight. We stopped the fight between you and Luke Campbell because we, as Devin Haney Promotions, not Matchroom Promotions, not anyone else, but Devin Haney Promotions, petitioned to fight Javier Fortuna while he was petitioning, and you guys were petitioning to fight Luke Campbell for the vacant belt.
But when you have a signed contract, you cannot go back. And if I come back to you, let's say, and I say you need to fight, or even Garcia say, you know what, now I want to fight you, and instead to make whatever you make, and we give you double the money, you will say no because you have a signed contract. You will say no. It's not that you lose the opportunity because you need to have principles. But can I ask you a question? And that is really be out. Do you eat meat?
What the hell?
Oh, you don't eat meat.
I don't eat meat. I don't eat meat. I don't eat chicken. I don't eat fish. I'm a vegan.
I want to invite you to the best osobuco ever in Las Vegas.
I appreciate the opportunity. I'll come out.
I want to invite you for lunch. How about
yes,
that?
Sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I want to come. now the thing about baby, you get caught.
It'd be an honor for me and discuss privately the
Yes, sir.
risk.
Yes, sir.
And,
yes, sir.
And we know each other much better to
Yes,
have
sir.
more respect for each other.
Yes,
How
sir.
about that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, yes, sir. I'll be there. Yes, sir. Now, when we were in the WBC tournament, right, where they ordered the tournament between Javier Fortuna, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and Zaur Abdullaev, I thought for sure that we would have an opportunity to have a big name, and because when you were talking about the 14-0 and 15-0, these were the Showbox days. This was leaving Showbox. This was a different time that you felt that. Why weren't we afforded the opportunity to fight in the WBC tournament?
Yes, the only one he say no, it was Lopez and the other guy. So everything went down. Yes,
we fought the other guy. We fought the other guy, Zaur Abdullaev.
But Lopez, I don't remember exactly, but whoever may be who's supposed to fight Fortuna, he say no. I don't remember if it was Lopez or somebody else. Two guys, he say no.
Well, it was four guys in the WBC tournament. It was ordered a tournament.
I say no.
Huh?
The Fortuna, let me tell you about Fortuna. Fortuna is ready and willing to fight anybody, and he never, ever asked me how much.
Okay. How come we didn't get a chance to fight him?
Not the man, Cesar Mercedes.
Yes,
Either
sir.
one, he never...
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How come we didn't get a chance to fight him in the WBC tournament?
Because you was with somebody else. I don't remember who was.
Bill, let me jump in, man. You don't think the WBC is protecting Ryan? Because how does he go?
Okay,
from the...
let's stay focused, because right now I want to stay with Devin first, and then I got Mr. Samson, and me and him are on here. So we'll get to Ryan in 1 second. Okay, but when we talk about the WBC tournament, right? And you talk about a young fighter, and when you talk about a great fighter in Javier Fortuna, a dangerous fighter, a fighter that's, you know what I mean, that comes, man. He's not no slouch at all, right? When we were in that tournament, because see, what you understand, Mr. Samson, what's happened is when you've not given us the opportunity at these various stages. No, when we haven't been afforded the opportunity at these stages, what the fans have suffered, and the fans have suffered in a way that they've complained about who is Devin Haney fought. I know that. Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'll let you speak.
Yes, that tournament, it never happened because he never was involved directly by the WBC Haney versus Fortuna. It was Fortuna versus somebody else.
No, it's Fortuna versus Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, and Teofimo Lopez say no, and then
what did Teofimo do? He said what?
He said no.
He said no. Okay, so then where did Javier Fortuna go from there?
Look, I don't have I have 60 fighters. I don't remember.
Okay. So what ended up happening? Because I only have one fighter. I have one fighter, and I could tell you that we continue to do our business and we continue to press forward, because inside the WBC tournament, what the benefit of the tournament was that we would fight Lomachenko, right? Or we would fight Luke Campbell, right? Luke Campbell for the vacant title, right? And then what happened was that Lomachenko then petitioned to fight Luke Campbell, right? Okay, so while we get the belt, right, we fight Zaur Abdullaev, who was in the tournament, right? Now, once Teofimo Lopez, because the best four was picked for the tournament, Teofimo, Javier, Devin Haney, and Zaur Abdullaev. Now, we agreed that Teofimo went somewhere else, okay, and we agreed that, for some reason that, Javier got mixed up in the translation between you having 60 fighters or whatever, right? I can understand that, right? But I have 3 fighters, right? So I was kind of concentrating on the business at hand. And what we described to the WBC was that we were willing and able to fight everyone in the WBC rankings, right?
That,
Whoever it was.
That is true.
Yes,
that I know.
Yes. So when it came time to become the interim champ, just like Ryan Garcia is the interim champion, and just like you are now going to fight Ryan Garcia for the interim champion, which means what the people must understand, it means that if Devin Haney doesn't fight, then Javier Fortuna becomes the full world champion. He has no other fight to fight because he's...
That's correct.
Correct. Now,
so the point was that time he was number 5, Fortuna. So you have all the rights, Haney, your son, to be available to fight for the world title. Before he got to the number 5 or 6, he was, I don't remember exactly, the fight for the vacant title. That is totally correct. I mean,
so when we against Alfredo Santiago on our first title defense, that of course we didn't get as much credit from the people because understanding business, right? They don't necessarily understand the business part of it, Mr. Samson and all the things. So I try to give them credit. I try to shed light on the business side because Devin is not given the credit. Okay, so while Devin being the champion, and he tore his shoulder surgery, and when you have a vacant, when you win a vacant title, or when you're elevated to full world champion, you have 6 months to defend your title. And what Samson and Luke Campbell did was they then petitioned to fight for the vacant world title while Devin was in as a champion in recess. Correct?
Yes.
Correct. Okay. So then the pandemic came in, right? And the show was canceled with Luke Campbell and Javier Fortuna. So then what Devin did is instructed me to then, when his shoulder was healed, is then petition to the WBC to fight for his belt, his vacant belt, which had came vacant because of the champion of recess, to fight Javier Fortuna for that position.
No, 1 second. When you have a champion on recess and you say that you're healthy and nobody fought for that title, you're still the champion, and you enter to the ring as a champion, not as a challenge. So which is mean that you have the choice to pick a top 15. And this
did you then receive the petition from Devin Haney Promotions to?
He fought for his own title.
Okay. Did you then receive? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're 100% correct. We can become champion without ever fighting anyone or whatever. But did you receive the petition? You received the petition from Devin Haney to petition Javier Fortuna to fight him.
No. Because
you answered back the petition.
No, because when this happened, I was not aware because we have a contract signed with Campbell. So the decision was...
Can I pull up the email where you answered back the petition and said it was okay for Haney to then fight Gamboa?
Because I agree that I said that because the reason was that I have a signed contract. And when I have a signed contract, regardless the money, I will comply with that contract. I will never get out of any contract.
Right, but you did receive. But I'm saying this. But you did receive. Yes, sir.
But already have a signed contract. How I can say you're out and I go because I have a better. By the way, it'd be much more money with Haney than it was with Campbell. But already I commit myself with Campbell, and I will not go against my word because sometimes I tell him to another promoter, you can announce the fight because it's a done deal. Within signing contract.
Well, in your petition, you stated that, in your petition back, the answer to us when we petitioned to fight Javier Fortuna, you petitioned back and said that it's okay for Devin to have a voluntary, and then
because how Devin, that is a great champion, to be obligated to wait for me when I have a signed contract. The winner would. That it was the deal.
Okay, so when it came time,
because I didn't want to the fight because I have a signed contract, or I give my word to the other promoter. the only thing you have in boxing is your word and your honesty.
Okay.
And when you change you, like an example now, I told him to Golden Boy, to Eric Gomez this morning. I told him, listen, we're ready to negotiate. There's nothing else. We're not going to first bid. We're going straight to the business, and that's it. Now my word, you come now and say, you know what? It happened to be that I will give you $1.2 million to fight Haney because, God forbid, Jorge Linares, he got hurt. I will tell you, I'm sorry. I can't.
Okay. Now. Okay. So now we've gotten to
fight Ryan Garcia, and that is what I have in the business for almost 30 years. My word is.
Okay. So so then we have you said that the word was with Gamboa, right? Okay. Now, when you said that the word was with Luke Campbell, when the Luke Campbell fight fell out, right? When the Luke Campbell fight fell out, we heard nothing. You did a fight. You then negotiated with Jorge Linares from there, right? And
then I have a signed contract too.
Okay. So you had a signed contract then as well. So we never had an opportunity to fight you guys, right? We never had an opportunity. And then I'm saying this, whether it's business or not.
The only opportunity that you have is this time that it was between Javier Fortuna and Jorge Linares. That in the end of the day, it come up okay for either one. Now, my question to you, do you, son, it will continue in 135 after this fight, or you will move up in 140? Because I know it's a fact that you have a hard time to make it.
Well, no.
He said as a fact.
You have a hard time to wait.
Well, what you did was you reached out to the WBC and so told them that Devin is having a hard time making the weight. And then what we did was we turned in our weight to him and we showed you. Correct. And we weren't even fighting you. We weren't even fighting you when you did that.
Not because I live in Vegas. Because when you go to the gym, that I don't do that, in Vegas, everybody have a big mouth. So yes. I know the fact that he's struggling to make the weight.
Right. That is okay.
But
we weren't fighting you. We weren't fighting you.
No, he's saying now. He's saying now.
No. This is the petition that he did. This is what he told the WBC when we were fighting Gamboa. We wasn't even fighting his fighter. He told them that, and then they reached out, and out of concern because Samson reached out. Then we had to turn in our weight then, and we turned in our weight. We wasn't even fighting him.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, you know what? This is the first time that we are together, and it was really well-educated conversation that I really appreciate. But I need to go, and I really appreciate and
listen, and I want to straighten out. That's why I wanted to straighten out. And I just wanted you to know, when I talk about money, Samson does not steal money, right? What I say is the opportunity, and I strongly believe that sometimes fighters, right, get upset at not being put in positions that necessarily promoters sometimes feel like this fight shouldn't happen then, or this fight shouldn't happen then. And with Devin Haney, right, by Devin Haney being in charge of Devin Haney, he's put himself in the position sometimes where promoters like yourself would never put a young fighter in, right, and feel like that it's too early. So that's where I feel like that we have revolutionized the sport, right? I came in a time where when a dad, you can kick me out. Devin can fire me. You can say that you don't want to work with me. Devin can move on, right? It was never about me. It was always about the fighter.
Okay, now, as you know, I got a champion on the name of David Benavides.
Yes.
At age of 20, I built a career.
Youngest world champion. Yes.
20. So, which is mean that I know how to do this. I so work with a bilanguage American Mexican, But if I could do that with Fortuna, I cannot. When I try to do with my guys in South America, it's very hard. It's not an easy test. And I'm the only one that 80% of my stable is from South America. And it's not, I don't have the luxury that you have with your son, or the luxury that many other promoters, you have these Mexicans and this easy to develop, you know. But I'm very proud of my work.
I am too.
Millionaire, I'm not, but I live comfortable, and I believe that if I say today, on my age of 70, I want to retire, I can do that. But my fighters, he will tell me, no, please don't do that.
Hey, tell me before you leave. Tell me about that sweet money you said.
No, sweet money. This one. You was a hard worker, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And then,
I come from humble beginnings, bro. I come from humble beginnings. You know what I'm saying?
You create your son to make $1 million plus, and you get your share. That is sweet because you never have that payday ever in your life.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's sweet money.
Yes, sir.
Bill, aren't you from the music industry, or did I hear wrong?
Hey, listen, definitely. I have a background in music. I've worked with some of the best artists to ever come out of the Bay Area. You know what I mean? So we understand independence. We understand about selling music out to Trump, right? We understand about that, right? And I also understood that the work that we were putting in was some sweat equity, right? Something that fighters need to understand, that sometimes you don't have the money, but you got the blood, sweat, and tears. And I knew that we were bringing that to the table, right? We were fortunate to be able to go to Jay-Z's house and be offered a situation with him, right? We've also have been offered a situation with Floyd, right? We've been offered a situation with Bob. But fortunately, you know, Devin stood steadfast, and it was our goal that we wanted to plant a seed for the future, right? For the future kids and the future dads to come behind us and know that it could work. Of course, I know that we won't receive, you know what I mean, nothing in comparison to what the kids that's coming behind us. You know, the Keyshawn businessman Davis, right? You have fighters that are no longer calling themselves, you know, Knockout Joe and Quick Tim and all these. You have one of the most sought after prospects saying now his name is Keyshawn Businessman Davis. And I think that Devin has been very instrumental in pioneering these thoughts, you know, and that's all that we could do, bro. That means everything to me.
Keyshawn was actually
I must go have another Zoom, and I need to work, but I really appreciate, and
thank you, brother.
Now your other face that is much nicer than the
Can we still make that bet, though? Can we still make that bet now that you have to fight him?
Listen, hey, let me tell you one thing that me and you need to do, Samson. We need to get behind this thing called Border Wars, and they got this fighter. His name is CYP, right? His name is CYP. Remember the name, CYP, right? He's challenged Ness, right? And they're having an amazing event down there.
I'm retired, Samson.
Listen. But we can bring him back like Mayweather. Only thing we got to do is we got to get up $2,000.
No, that was 72 hours ago, man. The price don't went up.
Oh man!
I told you as soon as you hung up, the price went up. I told you, Bill.
Hey, Samson, we get together, and we get behind this thing called Border Wars, man. They got something going, man, with this whole YTBC community with boxing, the celebrity boxing, man. They're doing amazing things, man, and I appreciate you for at least letting me come on back on here and talk to you, man, and us clearing the air.
Yeah, make sure you go have lunch with Samson, man.
The lunch, inshallah, like we say, and
lunch,
inshallah.
Oh, inshallah.
Inshallah. Hey Ness, Hey Ness, did I do a great job in flipping that and putting that back on you?
I seen that.
Oh, you saw that, Ness, right? You saw that, right?
It was like, get to that. Salam alaikum, ya habibi.
Right. Hey, walaikum assalam.
Keep Arabic. You know that?
You speak Arabic?
I didn't know you were Arabic. No. I didn't know you were Arabic. I didn't.
I thought you said you speak Arabic or you are.
Oh,
Arabic.
he speaks Arabic.
Yeah,
Speak. No, I speak.
Oh, you speak Arabic. I can learn some things from you.
I learned many things because in my before boxing, I used to work with a Muslim, and he teach me a lot of the Quran. So I'm a Jew that he knows the Quran and I knows the Bible.
Nice.
Hey, and I'm the only promoter that the same night I have a Jew fighter that he lost, I have a Muslim fighter that he won, and I have an American Christian that he won that night. But I changed my T-shirt in each one. I put first of all the Star of David, then I put the cross, and then I put the Muslim
Samson,
shirt.
what Jew fighter did you have? Salida or Foreman? Or neither?
What do you mean?
You said you had a Jew fighter on the card. Was it Dimitri Salida or Yuri Foreman?
No, it was he never reached.
Oh, no, all right.
But Salida, that is my dear friend, is a Jew, but Israeli. He was Israeli. And I told him to the fight, after the fight, he said, "You great with the Uzi." but no, you know what I mean?
Hey, Samson, before you go, can I ask you a question? Are you following me on Instagram? Because I'm not following you. I need to follow you. Where can I follow you? Because you might be following me right
Samson
now.
Boxing. Samson Boxing.
Samson Boxing.
All right, shout out Samson Boxing. And listen, keep doing what you're doing, brother. You're providing opportunities for guys, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's the best thing that we can do is push this boxing forward, man.
My day, I promise to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I love you, and I mean it when I say that.
Hey, you back, brother.
I change all what I said before. I change it, and I apologize to you.
Hey, listen. Apology accepted and apology back at you, bro.
Who you are now.
Hey, listen. Apology accepted and apology back at you, bro. You know what I mean? Let's get together and have something to eat.
Alaikum assalam.
All right, brother.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
No problem.
Hey, Mr. Haney, I want to ask you a question. Whoa, Mr. Haney.
Yes.
Did you not get a offer from the great Al Heyman? Because you said that you received a bunch of offers, but you didn't mention one from Al Heyman.
Well, Floyd and Al are one and the same. You know, that's one and the same. That's the same. That's the same
Bill,
team.
man, how? I mean, obviously it wasn't the right situation, but like, how did you know? Being in Jay-Z's house, Roc Nation just popping off. I mean, there was rumors of Cotto and Andre making 50 mil. Like, I know for a fact Cotto's rumor was 50 mil plus a $5 million signing bonus, and it was just like unheard of. Like, how did you say no to them? I even thought Keith was crazy when they offered Keith like a 2-fight deal for $6 million. He said no. I'm like, what the hell is people doing?
Well, we believe in Devin. We believe in his skills, and it wasn't about the money. We knew the money would come. It was about planting the seed for the future generations to know that they can do it, right? Because up until Devin, who had left the amateurs at 16 years old, started their own company, right? Got a co-promotional deal, and you know what I mean, became world champion by 20, right? Because just like what Mr. Samson pointed out, not only is Devin good in the ring, but he also is doing good business. And you have to do good business as well as just being in the ring, because fighters are good. It's fighters that are good that are told by promoters and networks that now is not the right time. Now is not the right time. And they couldn't become the champions that couldn't become a champion like Devin if they don't have the business together as well as the the athletic ability inside the ring.
Yeah, but how'd you know to say no? Like, for me, I grew up on Jay-Z, so when he got involved in boxing, I was so excited for boxing. I didn't expect him to fail. Like, how did you expect him to fail? He's Jay-Z, and then you made the right decision ultimately by not going with him. But like back then, how did you know he wasn't gonna succeed?
Well, the one thing that we went into it knowing that me as a dad, right, and me as just being Bill Haney, right, I knew that it was going to be times that people didn't help us, right. We went into it with a chip on our shoulder, knowing that if you wanted to help us, right, it wasn't going to be real help. You know what I mean? That we have to really do it ourselves if it's going to get done. You know what I'm saying? So I would be in meetings. And I would listen, but not really 100% be there, knowing that in order to really achieve what we have achieved now, and we would have to make the sacrifices of taking the money and getting the money later on. So what you see now is Devin doing deals that the later fights get bigger because we didn't ask for any signing bonuses. We didn't ask for anything. And when you talk about going to an app, then making a decision to go to an app, right? And now, and everyone's saying, okay, you're going to get lost on the app. And what are you doing when the biggest fighter in boxing is on an app right now? And that's Canelo Alvarez.
I mean, I don't think you still ain't answer what made you say no.
Well, I'm telling you what made us say no is the fact of that if we had said yes, then everyone would think that Jay-Z is the way and not their own hard work. Gotcha. We had to say no because we wanted to provide. We wanted other guys and dads because it's a rough sport, man. You know what I mean? And everyone is saying, okay, you got to sign this, you got to do this, you got to do this with the right people, and it shouldn't be that way. Boxing should be a sport that a dad and a son can get in, start, and they don't have to break up, right? You see so many times that the trainer and the father and the manager, they have to break up, right? We want it to be an example that you don't have to. And I think that we've accomplished that. We've accomplished that goal. And once that was accomplished, that was the main thing that I was pushing for. Now, Devin is a boss. He's the world champion. And you know what I mean? I'm sure we're going to put more goals in front of us.
So this news is upsetting, right? Like, you know, you're being told, oh, right now's not the right time to fight Ryan, and now he's being ordered to fight your mandatory who you didn't want to fight, but now has the punching power to upset Ryan.
No, that's not true. We did want to fight Javier Fortuna on multiple occasions.
No, but not right now. Not right now. Right now you chose the voluntary.
Okay. No. What we did was we put Ryan in the position of being our mandatory and him not giving us the opportunity to fight, right? Javier Fortuna didn't give us the opportunity to fight previously, so now they got to fight each other.
Yeah, but they only got to fight each other because you chose the voluntary.
No, they didn't. No, we chose the voluntary because the mandatory, right? The mandatory did not want to fight, right?
The first mandatory.
No, right.
So you could have called the second one, though.
No, you don't go to the second one.
Oh, no?
You don't go to the second one. No, what happens is the second one moves to the first position and then he moves out the way, right? But he cannot, Ryan Garcia cannot be still sitting there and then say, okay, you fight Fortuna and then I'll just wait. No, you're not in that position. If you don't fight Devin, then you fight and then he moves into the first position.
So you petition for that. You petition that, like, if Ryan don't want to fight us, he needs to fight the mandatory?
No. We didn't petition that.
So they just
we knew that in order for the second position to move up, the first guy would have to move out the way.
Strange.
So then the second guy becomes number one. Does he become?
But he doesn't really, because he's facing the interim.
What Samson just said is what he becomes is not just a mandatory. Now he becomes the interim champion, which means he's the champion. And if Devin doesn't then fight him, right, he becomes the full world champion.
Now, what about all that? You ain't addressed any of that he was saying. He was making it seem like you guys are fighting Linares and then no longer at 135 anymore.
No, what we hope is that, you know, of course, that should be a great fight, right? Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna. Hopefully, no shot to Samson. I hope that, you know, that Ryan Garcia doesn't lose. That would be a big fight, right? We want to have the fight with Ryan Garcia, but pushing all that to the side, the fight that we really want, right, is Teofimo Lopez.
So if Teo moves up, are you moving up or are you sticking around for Ryan? Like, if Teo moves up, does Devin Haney say, well, no reason to be here. He was the man that beat the man, and I want to fight the man. I'm not fighting these dudes that was scared to fight me eventually. I mean, Ryan didn't want to fight, so like, why wait around for Ryan? I'm just trying to figure out, was he right?
Well, at 135, everyone is here, so I don't want to make any premature decisions about that. You know, like he said before, like me and Mr. Samson have talked about. You know, that would be still a great fight for Devin. Next is Javier Fortuna. Should he beat Ryan Garcia, or should Ryan Garcia then be taken out the rankings for not fighting Javier Fortuna? Then we still fight him. We fight Javier Fortuna, and then Teofimo Lopez.
So some of the other alarming stuff he was saying was like that he's heard rumors that you might not get signed back to Matchroom, and if you do, they won't do business, particularly with you. Now, I understand that you already...
unless he's out the way, is what they said.
I understand you already told us...
I'm out the way. I'm already out the way. Only thing I'm doing is talking on YouTube.
Wait. So you officially not part of Devin Haney Promotions anymore?
No, I'm part of Devin Haney, but Devin is the one that makes the final decision. Devin is the one that goes up in the room and talks. Devin is the one that does all that stuff. I come on YouTube and I talk and I do my best to advise him, but actually the person that signs the John Hancock is Devin Haney.
But you in the meeting with him?
Yeah, I'm in the meeting. If they don't want me to come in the meeting, Devin is going to come out and tell me that's still my son. If they don't want me to, I don't want to ever stop him. Nothing will stop because
hold on. I want to know. So, Mr. Haney, are you trying to say that if they say to Devin that we don't want your dad in this meeting, he can't tell, or y'all can't work out? Like, what do you mean? Like, my dad got to be in there.
What I'm saying is that is nothing on my part will ever stop Devin from moving forward and pursuing what he needs to pursue. That's all I'm saying. Is if they don't want me in the meeting, but they want Devin in the meeting, then it's still a victory on our part.
Absolutely. So, but you think that that's true, and you just saying the politically correct answer, or you don't believe that people are gonna not want you in particular meetings?
Well, I mean, you know, like Samson has pointed out before, that on numerous occasions it was a rough road to get here, right? To get the right fights and to get all the stuff that what's the name. So I don't anticipate any more hard work against me than has already been done. You know what I mean?
All right. Let me see. We got a few super chats here. We got Showkid says there's a lot of fathers.
Yes, would you tell him though that I don't want you to get beat up, that we're just promoting border wars? What the hell?
Promoting border wars with a low purse.
Can I be a promoter? Can I be a promoter in the YTBC then? Do I have a job in the YTBC? I'm
sure you do.
In boxing? Okay, all right. There we go.
I'm sure, man. This is where you're big at.
Yes.
It's kind of crazy, man. Situations have gone rogue, man. That's why, you know. But listen, this is YouTube boxing right here, and this is border wars. Get in the ring and swing. I want to know, do you got 6 minutes in you, sir? I've been wanting to ask you.
No, I don't have 6 minutes. I don't have 6 minutes of nothing.
Let me give you this super chat from Showkid, who said there's a lot of father-sons in boxing. Samson took many shots at Bill. Stop crying. You use code word to downplay Bill. He did. The sweet was a little weird.
Well, we ironed all that out. You know what I mean? We ironed all that out, man. That's over with.
We got sarcastic sarcasm that says TBV is like the TMZ of Hollywood. Let's stop the gossip and talk Fortuna versus Garcia. And then your boy Punch Drunk Boxing says Delo Mio. Great show. Punch Drunk Boxing. We got Pace Nation says
Drunk Punch Boxing.
Charlo versus Benavidez is $500K pay-per-view fight. Winner takes on Canelo as a mandatory. Is $1 million pay-per-view fight. Samson, get the ball rolling. Yeah, that's because we had talked to Samson about had he gotten any offers for Charlo. But, man, I'm shocked that you don't mind this. I would have been upset. I'm going to be real. Like, if I'm Devin and, I want the Ryan fight, I'm not trying to let somebody crack Humpty Dumpty before me. you know, and I'm just saying, he looked vulnerable going down versus Campbell. No one expected that. I'm not pegging him as that. I'm just saying, nice little metaphor. But, I mean, Fortuna, you know, he does have a little bit of pop, that awkwardness, you know. Maybe he doesn't see those shots. I don't know.
When Luke Campbell, we were there. We went to the fight, right? We went to the fight. We sat ringside. And when Luke Campbell dropped Ryan Garcia, so did my heart.
Yeah,
you know
and that's
what
I'm saying.
So did my heart, for sure.
And I think Fortuna got a little bit more dog. I'm not saying Ryan can do what he did to Luke Campbell to Fortuna or even better. I just think like Fortuna's so like wild. He's like a girl in a street fight. You know what I mean? You don't know where those punches are gonna come from, and if you ain't Ryan, who doesn't, you know, he's not really on this traditional block. I don't know. Little nervous.
Hey, I didn't say that. That's Nesta said that girl in the street fight. I give Fortuna credit.
Nah, he's a little wild. He's a little wild.
He has a very, very awkward style.
Yes.
I give him credit for that. But also, like I said, is that, you know, we've on numerous occasions wanted to fight Fortuna, right? And you know what I mean? We look at him as a great fighter, but we also look at him as a great opportunity to showcase and show Devin's skills, you know?
I wonder, is he going to do the little Sergio Martinez where he got his like hands dangling? You know, sometimes he start feeling himself. Like, will he try that with Ryan, with the speed of Ryan, you know?
And the reach.
And the reach, another thing. So you guys are going to this fight? Because it'll be after your fight. Samson is saying, what'd he say, July, he said? July, August? Did he say?
Yeah, July, yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, as long as it's after Border Wars, because I'm going to Border Wars. You know what I mean? That's the fight of the summer for me.
Yeah,
hey,
man.
Haney, I forgot to tell you. I reached out to DHP Promotions and Mr.
I put you on the spot.
An official sponsor of Border Wars 11 in Watertown, Wisconsin. Now, we're small, but we do got a network behind us, so you know what that means. Big things are on the horizon, and we're looking to join up and do some good work.
Absolutely.
The CBD company.
Consider DHP coming in and sponsoring in some kind of way. I don't know what way, but consider me, you know what I mean, on board, okay?
Well, I'll be in contact with you. Listen out.
Absolutely, brother.
You.
Absolutely.
The company reply said hit up Devin or BA.
Yeah, they actually did. I hit him up. They said hit Devin or Will. I said, all right.
Oh man.
Shout out to the champ too. I know he's busy though. Man. Shout out to the champ.
Nah, man, but that's it, man. We got some callers, though. A few people on the line. If y'all want to talk, you know the number to call in, 14255-695241. Press 1 time. We're talking the WBC and the breaking news. What up, champ?
Hold on 1 second. Mr. Haney, with all due respect, you see Ness's work. What did you see as a trainer of a world champion? What did you see in Ness as a fighter?
He ain't watched the tape.
I see determination.
He ain't watched the tape.
Yeah, I see determination with Ness, right? I see Ness has some dog in him. You know what I mean? And that's why I always thought, I said, you know, with CYP, right? I'm thinking
what about power? Because he big, yes, man.
Absolutely. No, absolutely, right? And I see, you know what else I see? I see a fighter that has many fights left in him, and you know, retirement. Listen, I don't see retirement. I see a fighter that has many fights left in him.
Word. I see the same, man. I see 2-time champ in my legacy, man. 2-time. But yeah, man. I think we going out to these callers. Let's do that real quick.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
Subscribe to youtube.com/theboxingvoice for the latest and greatest interviews with your favorite fighters.
Real quick, we're talking to breaking news. WBC has now ordered Ryan Garcia to face Javier Fortuna for Garcia's interim lightweight belt and the mandatory position to the winner of Devin Haney versus Jorge Linares. I don't know. I mean, Ryan didn't want his mandatory. How do you know that they're gonna want it the next time? That's you know.
Well,
yeah.
He might ask for another fight.
I want him. I didn't want him against Pacquiao though. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't. I don't. You know what I mean? I don't think he has enough. I don't think anyone at 135 has enough for Pacquiao. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to see that. I think that this is a fight that, you know what I mean, he should be. It's a competitive fight.
All right, let's go to New Orleans.
So you hating?
I'm that guy. What you want to bet on? Bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million. You getting that money, right? Easy. Let's bet $1 million easy. And I for the bread. When I him, y'all gonna say he was too weak on my life.
Okay, bow down, bitches. I'm about to handle business. I'ma teach you all a lesson. This'll only take a minute. Got a part and all this passion in my blood. Niggas hating just because. Think about it. Everybody love Bud. J-Mac, where you at? All these niggas hating on me. Shit is whack. So official with it. Don't check the stats. Hey, I'm out here trying to get it. I only got a minute. Get ready for the back attack.
Matt, what up? J Matt.
Francis, for starters, today for clearing up and bringing some clarity to a conversation, because a lot of times we get a lot of context lost because we as boxing fans want to hear certain things. So shout out to Francis for calling Samson out. Shout out to Bill coming on here. Whether you think Bill full of shit or not, which I don't think, I just see a dude that's very passionate, who's willing to speak up, and through this boxing channel we get lost in conversations. So like that's what y'all did a good job of keeping shit in context. Samson, on some of the stuff, I'm confused. I grew up thinking if I throw a rock at somebody and somebody responds to my action, I can't tell you how not to feel or how you do it. So when he was calling him out on his reactions to some of the stuff that was called, I was a little confused to that, man. But shout out to the to y'all having a conversation and it being conducted like men. And maybe that could clear up some of this bullshit we get away from this show with. Sometimes we just need to lay the facts on the table and respect it. And recognize real and respect it for what it is. That's all I got. That's my call.
All right, we got a super chat that says, Gregory Donovan says, Ness, bring Border Wars to Vegas. You got the man on that. Has connections for a gym. BH the Great, fire mode. But BH, they ain't got their own gym yet, man. They still putting together Devin Haney promotions, facility. Y'all don't have your own gym yet, right?
No. We've had our own gym. That was the Hit Factory years ago. And then we shut the gym down because truthfully, Dev wasn't getting the work that we needed to get, and we start put our gym bag in the back of the car and traveling, and getting to work, going to other gyms and stuff, so we just needed that at that particular time.
So now do you think with the change that gym will come in pretty handy? You can actually bring work into you guys now and have it private?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But Devin has everything in his house other than a ring, right? So he has all the bags, he has every piece of equipment that we use for him to stay sharp inside his house now.
Oh, we know him and Big Charlo was talking on IG. We know that they were comparing toys.
Yeah. But he went condo, not house, right? He went condo.
Who, Devin?
Yeah.
No, Devin got a big ass house.
Okay, I thought it was a condo. We got another one from Supermex in Plainview, Texas. Says Bill Haney should consider taking over promotions for the Supermex comeback versus either Santiago or Mouse House.
There we go.
The king is.
Listen, I already got job offers. You see what I'm saying? I'm back in business.
Oh, the king rises again is his hashtag.
Yes, sir.
Let me get to Coach Midday. Middy, you available? UK. Middy. Keem, Florida. Keem. All right, just listening. Well, that looks like all the callers This has been another good show, informative. I want to thank, obviously, Bill and Samson
Absolutely,
for coming
King.
on the line. And,
Absolutely, King. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on here. You know what I'm saying, and bringing me back. You know what I mean? I don't have to be the fan favorite. I just want them to, you know what I mean, always respect the fact that we put it on the line each and every time. You know what I mean? Whether it be coming on some of the YouTube channels that promote and support some of the fighters that are considered Devin's adversary. You know, we come on and we do our best, you know, to drive our point home. You know what I mean? And it doesn't necessarily have to resonate with everyone. You know what I mean? If we can leave with one fan at a time, you know what I mean? Then, you know, our mission is accomplished, bro.
Mookie B says, I'm trying to see the fight. No, he said, Bill, I'm trying to see the fight. When tickets go on sale, and do I get a TBV discount? Uh-oh. When you guys announcing this Haney fight, man?
Well, I mean, I saw that. I saw that.
Yo, first of all, I hate to cut you off.
De La Hoya.
I hate to cut you off, but man, you really did that. The way you did that was smooth. The way you defended the Las Vegas license, like, I love that you took us through the fact that Eddie hasn't gotten one before you mentioned the way that you don't have one, because that was done right, and it just came to me. I just wanted I really like the way you answered it, because it's true. If a guy like Eddie doesn't have it, if they deny your license, like, why should you be crying?
Yeah.
They denied.
Yeah,
Eddie's.
I can't. No, yeah, for sure. You know, I can't take it as any slight, but we do understand that Samson says that, you know, the promoters that are licensed in Vegas have a much longer track record than Devin Haney. You know what I mean? So, and it's been guys like I said, with Eddie Hearn, you know what I mean, who's been in the business, him, his dad, Matchroom, who have an even longer, you know what I mean, track record than Devin, who's run into obstacles with that. So, you know what I mean? I think that it hasn't been directed towards Devin Haney and not getting a license. You know what I'm saying? It's a real hard license to get in the state of Nevada.
All right, we got a few more callers. We got Sterling coming in from, this definitely California.
Yo, you can hear me, Ness?
We hear you.
Hey, how you doing, Mr. Haney?
Yes, sir. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, man? I just want to get in and finally holler at you. I appreciate you coming on the show all the time, man. It's just fucking beautiful, and definitely a fan of your son. He's definitely super technical. Do you guys think Ryan's getting the fight against Fortuna because of Gervonta Davis issues?
You said, do you think that, okay, Ryan not getting the fight? I don't know if Ryan didn't get the fight because while negotiating and going back and forth with Gervonta, while things were at its peak, right, where everyone was on it, Ryan stepped back from the negotiations and then started mentioning Manny Pacquiao. So I don't know if Davis camp, you know what I mean, took that as a slight or not. But you know what I mean. I noticed while Ryan started talking about Pacquiao, then Tank started talking about moving up to 140.
Right. Well, I mean, even with the WBC ordering the Fortuna fight, as in now they've seen that like Gervonta's in issues, and now they just went ahead and hurried that up. So now that everyone can get to Devin Haney and get to the real fights.
Right. You know, the lightweight division is a hot division, man, and it's some great fights to be made, man. You know, I feel that this fight with Devin and Jorge Linares is a great fight.
Oh, for sure,
Yes.
for sure, going to be a great fight. I can't wait to see that.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, brother.
Sterling, right. Man, thank you for
appreciate
calling
you
in.
Too.
We got
you,
Sal in Milwaukee. Sal in Milwaukee, talk to me.
I haven't heard Sal in a while.
No, Sal?
Right. Please, I need to figure out how far is Milwaukee from where Border Wars is at. You guys haven't where the event is going to be. How far?
I could find out. Oh, this lid's low. Sorry. Why he say he on the line if I don't see him on the line? My bad, lid's low. I thought.
And I hear everyone said, listen, Eddie Hearn had provided us a great opportunity to come on as co-promoters. What you got to know with Eddie is a great guy. You know what I mean? He's definitely used to doing things out of the norm. He put on a fight where he brought on Logan Paul and KSI, right? Where Devin was on there at the Staples Center. He's all for non-traditional approaches in boxing. Me and Eddie have no rift at all. And I want to make that 100% known. Me and Eddie do not have a problem at all. Eddie answers my phone call. You know what I mean? If ever I need to talk about anything or make anything happen, you know what I'm saying? He does. So
it's 1 hour away, Bill.
Damn, an hour away? That's crazy.
1 hour away.
1 hour away.
Huh?
Let me get to a fighter on the card. They said it's 1 hour away. Let me get to a fighter on the card.
Oh, 1 hour.
Lids
1 hour.
Low, Decatur,
Yeah,
Georgia. He's gonna be taking on Twin in Orlando. He thought he seen something like Mikey Garcia. What up, Liz Low? Liz Low. You got to get off that. You must be on like a Bluetooth or something.
Watertown.
I hear
It's
you.
in Watertown.
You hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, okay. Wait, shout out to you, Bill, man. Appreciate you coming to Border Wars. Hey, bro, I just want to say one thing. Make sure you come from the first fight to the last fight, man, because there's a lot of new people. Shout out to Mr. Walker in Rochester, New York from the morning. I ain't getting a chance to shout him out. Yeah, I'm happy like Bill that this Fortuna and Garcia fight going down. I just want to see them fight. They get them closer to fighting Devin. But make sure you come to Border Wars, man. Don't miss the other match, bro. I promise you it's going to be some nice shit, bro.
Man, I'm coming to hang out with you brothers, man.
All right,
I'm coming to hang out. I'm coming to hang out with you brothers, man. I'm looking forward to it. I'm bringing my whole family.
Oh, that's amazing news. Well, that is all the callers, man. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube button. We might come back with another one as the news breaks. Want to thank once again Sampson Lewkowicz and Bill Haney, BH the Great, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Thank you for always
Appreciate
being
you,
available,
King.
man.
Appreciate you,
Always
King.
being
Thank you,
available,
Francis.
man.
Thank you guys, man.
Appreciate
and
you.
I'm listen. If I hear Devin's name more than once, I'm pulling up. I appreciate
good,
you
man.
guys.
Hey,
Bless-
you know what?
bless
You said something else that you ain't lying, man. You did teach some of these guys, man, because we got what's my man, Williams Walker. You know they on that Devin Haney. They doing it, and now you got this new kid. He coming for you, the Floyd kid. So yeah, people, father sons duo are following the blueprint.
Absolutely. That right there means the world to us. You know what I'm saying?
No, they are, man. I mean, I we can't help but notice, Walker, Williams Jr. for sure, and now this new guy popping up out of nowhere. Because to me, that's I never heard of him until that. Shout out to your man Punch, man. Is your man Punch put him on the mat?
Oh yeah, Punch. I think Punch put two guys. He gave two guys the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? And with all of Punch's propaganda, he always gives us an opportunity to be great. So he kicks a lot of shit, and you know what I mean? Constantly we knock that shit down. So shout out to Punch. You know what I mean? Shout out to Punch. Listen, shout out to Punch and everything that he doesn't do. You dig what I'm saying? That makes us the guys that we are. You know what I mean?
All
right.
Thank you, bro.
All right, peace.
We got a late caller, Jordan Carter. What up?
What up, gentlemen? How y'all doing?
All good.
Good.
All right, so look, if Javier Fortuna loses to Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney beats Linares, would that set up a fight between them two? Because I don't really see the point of him fighting Fortuna after Garcia beats him. So would that fight be next?
Nah, like the loser don't get Devin. The winner gets Devin. Winners get winners.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he wouldn't have to fight Fortuna no more if he was to lose to
not
Garcia,
if Fortuna
right?
lose to Garcia. Nah, that eliminates him.
Okay, perfect. Is Bill still on?
Nah, he just did.
Okay, I had a quick question for him, but no, that was my call though, because I was just saying I don't really see the point if Haney had to fight Fortuna next if he just got beat by Garcia. So I would love to see that fight, Garcia-Haney.
All right. Well, Jordan
All right,
Carter,
y'all gentlemen,
Washington, thanks for calling in. That is everybody. Catch us on the next one. Do say.
Peace out, y'all. Next up, Sports Talk. Catch you on the next one. Watertown, Wisconsin. Let's go. Border Wars.
1 hour away. That's crazy.
That's not bad.